Hello team! In this lesson we continue to learn SQL, and we'll focus on such important group of queries as join queries. Considering the fact we are dealing with relational databases, very often we have to create join queries to multiple tables. And also we are going to review few more SQL statements that I didn't cover in previous lesson, and that are too small for a separate lesson. In the lesson we'll put our focus on join SQL statements. We are going to review different types of join queries. That includes inner, left, right, cross, and full auto joins. I also prepared examples for each case to review with you. You will be able to find all examples that we'll review in this lesson in attachments to the video. Also, we are going to learn union keyword and understand how it works. And at the end of the lesson, I will teach you how to construct queries with subqueries. Let's start our lesson. I believe that you already understood that in relational databases we split data between different tables and apply normalization to avoid data redundancy. This means that to extract data that you need, sometimes you need to execute so-called join queries against not one but multiple tables instead. Join query combines columns from one or more tables into a new table. ANSI standard SQL specifies 5 types of join: inner, left order, right order, full order, and cross. Let's learn how these joins look in theory, and after that we'll review practice examples. Further examples will be shown considering these two tables, user and role. Pay attention that user table contains foreign key to role table, and also there are users without roles, and also there are roles that are not assigned to any user. The same tables I have in my SQL. We created those during the previous lessons. If you want to repeat queries after me, make sure you have the same tables. The best visualization of join queries is these two circles. These circles represent the set of records that exist in two tables. Basically, you can see that one table is on the left and another table is on the right. Pay attention that these two circles have intersection. Those are exactly records that can be mapped between each other. In simple words, the area inside these two circles is called inner join. Area that includes space without intersection is called left and right auto join. Anyway, we are going to review each of join type on real examples and one by one. And let's start from inner join. You can imagine it as intersection between two tables. An inner join requires each row in the two joined tables to have matching column values. That is exactly the moment when we'll use our foreign keys to establish connections between tables. Inner join creates a new result table by combining column values of two tables based upon the join predicate. Imagine that we have two tables. They are A and B table. The query compares each row of A with each row of B to find all pairs of rows that satisfy the join predicate. When the join predicate is satisfied by matching non-null values, column values for each matched pair of rows of A and B are combined into result row. SQL specifies two different syntactical ways to express joins: the explicit join notation and the implicit join notation. The implicit join notation is no longer considered a best practice, although database systems still support it. The explicit join notation uses the join keyword, optionally preceded by the inner keyword to specify the table to join, and the on keyword to specify the predicates for the join. Today we are going to review different query examples. I save all of them. You will be able to find those in attachments to this lesson. Let me show you demo of inner join query. Just to remind you, here is how our user table looks like. Not all users have role. And here is how our role table looks like. There are roles that are not assigned to none of the users. Is that clear? Now, let's select last name. and role name of all users with their roles. We will not take into account users without roles and roles without users. I write select fields that I need, and pay attention. I use tables aliases to specify which field from which table I want to extract. After that, I write from user table, and pay attention, I specify alias here. U is just a character that seems for me to be good as an alias for this table. Basically, U last name in our query is a reference to the last name field in user table. Is it clear? After that, I write join keyword. As we discussed, I can omit inner keyword and specify table that I want to join. Again, alias for role table is specified next to the role table name. And after that, I need to specify what rule will be used to map records into different tables. That's why I write on keyword and specify the rule. ID field from role table should match with the FK user role field from user table. If you followed the course and you didn't miss previous lessons, you should remember that FK user role is a foreign key. Now I am sure that this query will return us valid information. Let's execute it. And we see two rows returned, only last name and role name, like we requested. Any questions so far, team? In case of any questions, please write them in comments below this video. Now let's discuss ordered joins. So, how this ordered joining works? The joined table retains each row, even if no other matching row exists. All ordered joins subdivide further into left joins, right joins, and full ordered joins based on which table's row you would like to retain. How to understand where is left and where is right table? It depends on which side from join keyword table name is specified. The result of left ordered join or simply left join for tables A and B always contains all rows of the left table, even if the join condition doesn't find any matching row in the right table. This means that if the on clause matches 0 rows in the right table for a given row in the left table, the join will still return a row in the result, but with null in each column from the right table. A left ordered join returns all the values from an inner join plus all values in the left table that do not match to the right table, including rows with null values in the link column. Is it clear? The same principle applies to the right ordered join, but in this case we return all records from inner join plus all records from right table, even if they don't match to any record in left table. And the last type of ordered join is full ordered join. Conceptually, a full ordered join combines the effect of applying both left and right ordered joins. And rows that don't have mapping in other table will have null values in result set. Let's now review these types of joins on real example. Let's start from the left join. Basically, we would take the same query that we reviewed during the inner demo and we'll add left keyword. Let's execute it now and see what will be returned. And you can see that we received all last names from our user table. That is on the left from join keyword. And for records where any match wasn't found in row table, we just return null. That's called left join. Right join would look opposite way. In this case, we return all role names even if we don't have users assigned to this role, because role table is on the right from join keyword, and this is right join query. Does it make sense? Now, let me show you cross join. We just remove predicate and leave only join keyword. Taking into account we have 4 records in user table and 4 records in role table, we are going to receive in total 16 records. Basically, each record from one table should be mapped with each row from another table. We receive all possible combinations of records from each table. To be honest, this type of query is interesting to know from theory side, but probably it has limited areas for using in business cases. It is rare thing when you need to find combinations between all records from two tables. And the last but not the least type of join is full order join. In MySQL, it can be implemented with the help of union keyword. What is union keyword? It combines two queries in one single query to the database. In our case, we need to combine two queries with two joins, left and right. And you can see that I connect two select statements with union keyword. Let's execute this query. And we can see that we received all 4 records from user table and all 4 records from the role table, even despite not all records have mapping. Does it make sense? Hope that now with this example things become clearer. And we also learned how union works. Usually union is used when you are dealing with some archived data. When you query the main table, an operational or table with archived data. Regarding joins, important things to know that in this way you can join 2 and more tables. This will become important when you will come to the homework task. Imagine that you are dealing with many-to-many relationships. In this case, you have 3 tables that you need to connect between each other. This will be part of your home task. I will also provide you with solution to the home task, but I just want you to solve this task by yourself first. The only one more topic that I'd love to discuss with you today is subqueries. This topic is too small for the separate lesson, but still important to know. I want to explain subqueries. What if you would like to create condition with the result of another query? You can do so with the help of subqueries. A subquery is a SQL query nested inside a larger query. A subquery is also called an inner query or inner select, while the statement containing a subquery is also called an outer query or outer select. The inner query executes first before its parent query, so that the results of an inner query can be passed to the outer query. You can use a subquery in a select, insert, delete, or update statements. A subquery is usually added within the where clause of another SQL select statement. In our particular example, let's imagine that we want to extract users who have value in money column more than average money value across all users. Before you would be able to execute this kind of query, let's make small adjustment in our tables. I need to add money column and fill it out with data. To make your life easier, I prepared a script for you that would add new column and populate it with data. I am going to leave the reference to this script in attachments to this lesson. If you follow the course and you have the same structure, script will be executed without problem. Pay attention to the data type of money column. 15 means the amount of decimal digits and 2 means that only 2 digits after point will be supported, considering math rounding rules. Okay, so once you executed this script, your user table should look like this. Now, let me demo you how subquery works. We create regular select statement. We want to receive rows where money is more than average money amount on accounts of all users. For this, I need to execute this subquery first to understand the amount of money that can be used in my order query. I put subquery in parentheses. Let's execute this query. Average money amount with this specific test data will be around 564. And we have 2 rows returned with money amount higher than average money amount. Do you understand now how you can work with subqueries? That's all what I wanted to share with you in this lesson. Let's recap what we have learned today. In this lesson we learned what joins are. After that we focused on different join types. We learned inner, outer, cross joins, and reviewed SQL queries. Now you know how to work with union keyword. And at the end of the lesson we learned how to work with subqueries. That's all for this lesson. Thanks a lot team for your attention. Have a great day. See you in the next lesson.